Hey everyone, Demo here with our Mythic Forgeweaver Araz kill. Wow, what a boss. This one is definitely a step up from Lumathar. It took us longer than we wanted, but we ended up getting the kill today. I think at the end of the day, 146 pulls. But yeah, I want to share with the mid-CE guilds all the tips and tricks that I can give you to hopefully cut down on your pull count. And with even some new strats that I just thought of in the last 10 minutes that we didn't even do, that may help as well. So make sure to stick around, give a like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. So the first thing you're going to want to do before you even get started is you're going to want to make sure you go into your WoW utils, and you're gonna. I don't know how you do this boss without WoW utils. I'll tell you that. Assign your soaks here. There is groups that use immunities for second soaks, but I just thought of I think of a little bit better strat that might help to use our immunities elsewhere. And we never used immunities on any of the soaks. We just healed it off right away. And then I will say at the beginning here we did 4 heal. We 4 healed. It does seem like it's a little easier maybe in the coming weeks with more healing and whatnot, the ramping damage gear. It just felt safer for us. That's why we 4 healed. So it felt like progression was going to be sooner. Could have been the wrong call. Maybe we would progress faster with 3, but it did feel at the time the right call, and we met all the damage checks for the ads and where the boss needed to be at all times. So yeah, so you'll do your soak groups here, and then you'll assign your CCs. We were pretty lucky with having 2 times Evoker, 2 times Hunter, 2 times Warrior. So we had, and 1 times Druid, and 1 times Monk. So we had really good CCs all across the boards, and we could assign them all out. Important to just assign these, get them assigned, get them the weak auras, get them to tell them right from pull number 1. That way they just start getting the muscle memory. I'm always this set. I always do this set. I always know what to do on this set. So we assign them all the way down. And then the last part is that you want to make sure, this is like a really difficult part of the fight, is just making sure your pillar DPS is the same. You have to know who's using cooldowns, who's not using cooldowns, who does big damage, who doesn't do big damage, and you're going to have one set's going to only have 4 DPS on it because you're bringing the extra healer. So you're kind of going 5-5-4. You're probably running maybe 1 Destro Lock, 2 Destro Lock. They can Havoc onto it, but it kind of just depends per pull. X honestly was our slowest always, it felt like. We have 6 here, but it was just because one person was gone. And so we had our Havoc going on to X, and it seemed like it kind of kept it up a little bit. So that's all the pre stuff. There's one more thing I want to talk about is with the 4 healers. This is kind of a strat that I thought of that I thought was easier. A lot of groups do, 5 to 6 people over here, 5 to 6 people over here, 5 to 6 people over here. I just figured let's make a range pylon. This is the range pylon, and my range all stand here. And that way, then our healers are all centralized, and everybody is playing on this side of the room, right? So everybody's in this location right here, and then that way everybody's in range of healers, and we don't have to when we get to those 7 stacks, those 8 stacks, we don't have to worry about like, oh, it's just one healer trying to heal 5, 6 people. The whole group has got everything. So this could have been a bad strat too. Maybe this is bad. I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought we got up to 8, 9. So, we never got to a 10 stacker, but we've lived 9 stacks before, and I felt like this might be why, is because we were spreading out the healers pretty nicely like this, and everybody was in reach. I will say, I know our range right here, they hated standing here because it was sometimes hell with the pylon dodges. That was a big one. But we always had our melee try to stand on the back side of this one so that the baits would be this way. But it was still kind of hard for these guys. I know that for sure. So again, just depends on your group. I felt like this helped us. I felt like it was good, but you just never know at the end of the day. Progression could have maybe been better if we would have done the even split. So, and maybe there's a better decider of which ways you go. So, okay, let's get into the kill video here. So, number one, I'll tell you, is most of your deaths are going to come to one shots. Just dying to the, especially early on. We didn't get good at this until probably I don't know, probably 100 pulls in where we started dodging orbs better. But once you start dodging orbs pretty confidently, this boss progression can go a lot better. You just really need everybody alive to the last damage amp, and you can kill it almost the first time that you get there. So as a tank here, our tanks, we try to make sure that we soak as many of these as that we can. Easy dodges here, no problem. But we called out every single one. And like this one right here, I'll soak. Make sure it doesn't go into the boss. Tanks can just do that. We did the go behind strat for every single one. I think this is going to be your go-to strat still, even when you get more damage, because it'll be less relevant and it's easier than coordinating knocks and everything like that. So we always went behind first tank soak and first echo. Everybody swaps to it. Maybe one person stays boss if like they lose insane damage swapping. But at the end of the day, we just had everybody swap here, kill this echo as fast as we can. Usually when we were fast, I would call the melee to leave at about 10% roughly. That way, You'll see here, if I call the melee to leave right about now, they don't have to go through when there's orbs coming through. They've already been back to the boss and they're planted. Big dodge here as a tank. Again, I'm soaking some. I'm looking. I'm calling out dodge, 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 dodge. Trying to soak that one. Just make sure nobody gets hit. That's our biggest wipe condition that we had as a guild. Again, ads go behind. And we had some that weren't great sometimes, but we had great DKs that were alley-ooping and dunking them all the time. Second soak here, again, we don't use any defensives, or we use defensives on every single one of these. We don't use any immunities. But the ads, this echo gets pulled away. We ignore it the rest of the way. We kill it later on, but we ignore it for now. This set right here, you just got done soaking. You have a big heal absorb on you. We're trying to heal this off. But if you get this next ad set within 0.2 seconds, this is a danger zone. This is what I would tell people. Like, I'm watching on my frames. If these people get ads and they still have the heal absorb on them, they only have so much health that'll tick down on them, and they easily die, right? So we had a couple deaths to this. It wasn't too big of a deal. That's why they do the immunities. But, we ended up being okay here. So, especially with the calls and the healers knowing that, spot healing those people good. But yeah, just from this point on, this is our big CC. Now, this is what I would do different. On this first big CC triple dodge, I would possibly go Rogue, Hunter, Paladin immunities on a pylon and just soak as many as they can. That's what I would possibly change. That's the only thing I would change. I think we would have seen better progression. We had so many wipes to like just situations like this. It's hectic. There's a lot going on. But if you had like some immunities going right there, there'd be literally no orbs that would happen. So I think that would be what I would change, and maybe we'll try that on Reclair. So we got an orb here, or orbs here coming in. DPS them down, pretty straightforward. Sometimes CC was late, it just depends. We have grips, we have extra knocks. Our comp, like I said, for the CC portion was really great. Both of our hunters ran Dark Ranger. This is straight after the buffs to Dark Ranger, so they didn't even have the pack leader suck, which was good as well. So time spirals are assigned to help get people there, wind rushes, all that stuff. And then this last set is the one that we really need to focus here. So I tell everybody in the raid, pick a manifestation and start targeting it right away. And don't even just cleave off the boss here. Most of the time I'm saying hit boss and cleave off to the ads, but here I'm saying cleave onto the boss, sorry. So you just focus ads, because as you can see, they're pretty high health still, and we just don't want them to hit. Need my melee to hit their pylons as soon as they can though. Intermission here. We have a little weak ore here, as you can see if I pause at the right time. I have a little additional weak ore. I think it's just, I'll put it in the description, but it checks the pylon health here. I don't know if this is liquid pack or the one I specifically did, but this tells me what's going first. So if I see a 10 is here, and I look at my co-tanks, he has a 60 on his. So I know that his is first, and I know this is second. So he's going to start. And I pull this one over, and I try to get a little pylon damage. I know this one's a little bit behind, so I'm trying to help him out with the pylons, but I want to make sure it's in taunt range for the my co-tank. He stays there with the echo the whole time, and I just adjust a little bit. So mine's going to get stunned here in a second, and this is where we're going to do a swap. So he was first, I was second, I grab his, and I do a swap and make it in time, and I try to help out. Now, what the raid is doing is they're all DPSing down. I'm checking the collectors. Most of the time, we were close enough. We're close enough, just send. Just don't pause, don't slow DPS, just go. Just go. If anything, they're going to run over and help. I think you have 10 seconds. It's a ton of time. So just kill all. Just as long as this isn't like 70% or some shit, then you need to rework your groups. Something's off. Somebody's not hitting the right pylon. That was the biggest other thing. Make sure people are hitting the right pylons. But, that's it. At 6 stacks, going on 7, everybody uses a personal. So at this point, I'm saying everybody personal now. And so they'll press them by the 7th stack, and now we've got big personals rolling, and we're finishing off the phase. We don't use Hellstone or Health Pot. We're not looking to. If they're going to die, of course, we want people to use stuff, but now we're up to 8 stacks, and we're even getting it, I think, on this one to 9 stacks, and we're still pretty healthy, but I think that is just because of our orientation. And we almost lost her right there. One more tick, we would have died. I grab the second attendant here. He stays away from the echo, and I've got both on me. And then we have big damage amp. Obviously, we have whoever has cooldowns have sent them. I think it's just a few people have cooldowns. That's it. But we just burst down Araz here. So percentage is pretty good. We're about 43, 44%. And I say all range, swap to the echo here. So all range need to finish off that echo because I need to get my co-tank back here, and he needs to take the next soak because again he's going to be taunting this echo. This is another spot. If we had any immunities, or at this point, I would send every immunity. I would send double hunter, rogue, paladin, and tanks, if they can. Soak as many as you can. That's what I would do right here, because if you made it to this point in the fight, You just need to live this soak, or these circles, live this circle, and you're going to make it to the next intermission. If you make it to the next intermission, you have a chance to kill the boss. So that's where I would say, like, as you can look at these soaks, it's pretty easy right here. Everything's in the middle, but still, we still died to it, right? Your tunnel in your rotation, one of our warlocks get hit, he lives though. God bless. So after those soak, there's not much. Oh, one more thing. We had a Resto Shaman. Ankh Totem right there is phenomenal. As you can see, we just got our, we had two people get hit actually. One lived because he had a huge shield. The second was DK, he died. Ankh Totem rezzed him instantly. So we have two rezzes going in here in a second, and we haven't used any. We're feeling great, and we used Ankh Totem right there, obviously. So that was a great usage of it. I love that we switched that over. So triple set of ads here. So, and last soak. So again, we're just utilizing oppressive roars, utilizing our CCs, big damage here, just making sure we don't buff the ad, trying to make sure it stays away. And we come into here, last set, second to last set, sorry. Boss damage is looking really good. This is one of probably our best pushes that we've had. Really solid overall. And then we come into final set here. Again, I'm going to use Ring of Peace at the end just to try to make sure these stay away. And again, telling people to focus these. Mini personals, if you got one, don't really have to send one. Not too bad. We're pretty healthy with 4 healers. So again, big damage has got to be on these ads. I'm telling melee, get to their sides. Range, have got to finish these off. That we can get their pylons too. I'm telling everybody right now they're fine. Ring of Peace is going to do its job. And I'm trying to finish them off too. Again, as the tank, I'm looking at my pylons here in a second. So I'm looking, okay, 10, 55, and nothing. So I know he's first. And I'm like, okay, this one's at 0. I'm at the wrong side, honestly. But I'm just trying to hit this one a little bit because it's usually behind. And then I get over, and I'm going to start this one. And as soon, we had a double situation where, or the same situation as the first one. As soon as mine gets stunned, I'll taunt his over. You'll see that happen here. We lose one person, we res them right away. And I taunt him over, and his gets stunned. And then he's going to taunt mine. And at this point, I'm kind of thinking I'm kind of done, because it should go to him again. Again, we're 6 stacks. I'm calling defensives, and this is where we're using Hellstone Health Pot. Loser Shaman, looking for him to onk whenever he can. He onks. We're at 8 stacks. We're all in this relative location here. 9 stacks. We're almost done. Finish it. Great. So I taunt the Sentinel over, and now we have Damage Amp, Lust. Oh, one thing I got to call, sorry. Towards the very end of this phase, when we got to 7 stacks, we did a lust. We lusted here. So this was like a healer lust plus finish off your pylon lust. That's what we did. So sorry, I forgot to mention that, but that is a big part of our progression, was just like, all right, lust there, finish everything off, and then send it home, basically. You're going to still have lust for the amp, the whole amp, just not the whole last phase, which is fine because you have some knockback and you lose some damage. So it is what it is. So second pots here, send everything. Amps up, 12 seconds. I feel like this boss sometimes phases a little weird. The poll before, we did exactly the same thing, but he phased right here at 15%. It was exactly the same. And at that time we phased at, like, he pushed us back a little later. So the extra 2-3% would have made it probably not a difference at the end. We were pretty low here. You're going to kill it the first time you get here if you're that low, and have everybody up. So off tanks over to the side. First adds at purple, and we're getting knocked back in 1 second here. So everybody's at purple, and everybody moves up, and boom, we get all knocked back in. So, and again, ads are here, and where final percentages, it's just, hey, Ring of Pieces, pushes, slows, just keep the ads back. Single target the boss and kill it. So that is our kill of Forgeweaver. Like I said, it took us more pulls than it should have. I wish we would have killed this a little faster. But at the end of the day, it was a very good pull for us on this one. And pretty happy with where we're sitting right now, progression-wise. Hopefully this guide helps you in your endeavors. Like I said, do not take this lightly. It's a tough boss. It is a very tough boss. So I feel like for a 4th boss, very challenging. So any questions, put them in the comments. Try to my best to respond, as I always do. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you for Fractalus. We already got it down to 30%, so hopefully see you here again in a couple days. So enjoy.